told Katie that I didn't have a spark on the first night because I just wanted to be honest so she didn't feel like it was anything she was doing. It wasn't her that day.
What? What does any of that mean?
You want the trash? I got it all for you. Let's rehash the mess together.
Oh, I guess you're back for another episode of Rehashed. Hello, I'm Wilko. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you like this video if you actually do like it. I'm not forcing anything upon you. And also make sure you subscribe. Thank you to everybody who has bought merchandise from rehashed.com.au and also donated. You think just like a small amount, like $5, you think that can't help, but if everybody does it, it really does help support the channel. And you can do it right now. The links are in the description below. The trash, mess and drama already on this season 12 of Married at First Sight Australia has been just chef's kiss. So many insane characters. I'm sure they're all real, genuine people. It's almost time for us to get to our first din party, you know? You know how much I love a dinner party because that's where the drama all unfolds. Because the Love Lab rats are held there for many, many hours. They're given a lot of alcohol and they're not allowed to leave until they create enough drama. Before we get there, hey, did you hear my chat with Long John, one of the experts from Married at First Sight? If you didn't, I will link it so you can go back and listen to that because he did give us a bit of goss that one of the grooms demanded a sit-down one-on-one. That is coming up in seconds. Apart from the Tim and Elliot drama and a little bit about somebody being a single mum from Athena and Adrian, there's not too much drama from the honeymoons. We didn't even do that box thing. Isn't it so weird that we didn't get to see any of the box thing where they ask those awful questions and they all blow up?
I just want to be present.
Exhale, drawing the stomach back in.
Oh, I would too.
Center.
He loves it.
Good old Snorlax.
All right, let us sleep.
Yeah, let her sleep, Adrian. You have kept her up all night. In fact, probably many nights. I'd love to know in the comments below if anyone has ever done that, like sound therapy, you know, where they have like a sticky thing and they like rub it around why am I making it seem so sensual? I've always looked at it and thought ridiculous. And yet so many people do it. Hey, clearly it worked on Athena, although maybe she just had too many late nights. She does find her TV husband very attractive. It makes her mad how hot he is. Someone who got plenty of sleep on their honeymoon.
Does anyone want to take his beanie?
I still have no idea where Elliot is, nor do I care.
And neither do we, Lauren. You know what? Considering all the stuff that we were given about Lauren in the promos and her being a trad wife wannabe, she has come out of this smelling like roses. By the way, why do they always have that in Airbnbs and hotel rooms? Just like a couple of like really bright lights on appliances. You know, the whole point of us staying there is so we can get sleep. Speaking of missing the mark, it is time for us now to move on to Elliot. The Elliot himself has demanded a sit-down chat with one of the experts, Long John. I don't know why he wanted John specifically, but maybe John was his like go-to expert. And I guess considering how well it's gone between Elliot and Lauren, I guess he just wants to give some really positive feedback to Long John. You know what I mean? Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face during that.
All right, let's do this. Elliot.
Let's do it.
Hey. Well, Elliot, this is highly unusual. Typically, I don't get to talk to brides or grooms when they're on their honeymoons. I'm all ears. I want to hear what you've got to say and why you wanted to meet with me.
I had to get out of there. Like, I feel like I stayed for longer than I really should have.
How long did you give it?
I gave the honeymoon 2 days. Yeah.
Why is he giving me like Patrick Bateman vibes? If you don't know who that is, that's the guy from American Psycho. And there's just something about him that's very like, even though the way he's watching John as he's speaking, you just like really you want to get up in there, don't you? Hey, Elliot, with one day, what's going on up in your head? What's happening up there? Like it looks like you're going to like either laugh uncontrollably or laugh uncontrollably and murder John.
I've been pretty consistent with, you know, sort of what I was looking for. The person I was matched with was nothing like that. I was expecting to meet a cute sort of librarian-like girl that was younger than me.
I was expecting to meet like a cute, young librarian. Did I mention young, like book smart? But she doesn't have to be smart. She just has to like know how to put the books away. You know, like she's near books, but maybe she can't read, and that's okay. But as long as she's young, did I mention young? That's what I really put down here.
And I ended up with what felt like a Kardashian sister.
Far from it. Look, she's a lot of things, but the Kardashians are not trad wives. I don't think Lauren is a true trad wife either, but geez, she really tried to paint that narrative for a hot second. Wait, so because she dresses well, she wears makeup, she does her hair, and she has maybe one expensive handbag. I don't know how many she's got, but she's at least got one because he eyeballed it pretty quick at dinner. Remember with the fish? I'll rip the fish. Because she's got those things, that means that she's a Kardashian. I don't think you've ever really watched the Kardashians or even clocked as to who they are.
I really value moving my body. I have to do it every day. It's like I want to meet someone healthier. But when we were talking about exercise, she had trouble running from one side of the tennis court to the other.
And so what? Like, it just doesn't... What are you trying to prove here? Actually, one end of the tennis court to the other. Were you making her do some sort of beep test? This actually came up as a chat between my partner and I, and he said that he'd never had to do a beep test at school. Yeah, beep test. Like the beeps, they get like quicker and you've got to run from one end of the gymnasium or the court from one end to the other, and you've got to keep doing it before the beep hits. Please tell me it wasn't my school. My school wasn't the only one who did the beep test, right? Anyway, Lauren failed Elliot's beep test, which, you know what? That's a fun honeymoon.
I want someone that's, under 30. That's something that kind of works.
Doesn't?
Yeah. And there was other things.
Let's be honest, you're here on this show because you're 35 and single and you've been going out with young women and it hasn't worked.
Johnny boy! Long John is actually having a crack for once. I'm enjoying. It's very rare that I can jump on board with the experts, but I'm going to. I agree. You're trying to bed all these women that are younger than you. Oh, bed. He's so cultured. You're trying to bonk all these younger women and you're shocked when it doesn't really go anywhere. He tries to act all sort of like together and mature and, I've got to move my body. And yet I think emotionally, you are so immature, Elliot. You are just not fully cooked.
And I get that narrative that...
It's not a narrative, it's just fact.
Well,
you can't tell me it's work because you're single and 35. That's just facts.
Listen, I think that he is talking more than what we're seeing. The edit is just really leaning in Long John's favour. And that's okay because we're enjoying it because Elliot is one of the villains. A lot of the times he is just looking at John. I don't know if they're using the same shot, but I don't know if Elliot is completely dead behind the eyes or again, he's going to go full Patrick Bateman and just murder everybody in that room. He's not wrong though. You've tried, right? You've tried traditional dating and this is where you ended up. There is no other reason for you to be on this show apart from fame and finding love. What's the other reason? So if it's not fame, did you just want some girls to see you and then slide into your DMs because it'd be like, oh my God, this guy's single? Oh my God, I want him so much. Hey, baby, I'm barely 18. You up? ? Eggplant emoji.
I think that you currently are involved in a pattern, a toxic pattern, which is on full display. You've been matched with someone who, after 2 days, you've decided isn't right and you're running. But I need you to look at yourself and ask yourself, why am I sabotaging these relationships?
Look at him.
And how do I do it?
I don't, is my answer.
That's your problem.
Why did you demand this sit down? There is no way that Elliot demanded this. He has to be dumber than I think he is. Why would you think that a sit down one-on-one on camera is going to get better for you with Long John? Maybe, again, the edit isn't showing, and I'd always love the hard drives with that unused footage, Endemol Shine, the production company behind the show. Maybe there is more that we're not seeing. Maybe Elliot is having a real good crack.
I would never apologise for having high standards.
Depends on whether those standards are realistic and whether they're actually keeping you single. You live inside your head so much with so many rules and expectations that are unrealistic that you rule everybody out. Things you're talking about regarding Lauren
Look at him.
Superficial.
Again, I have to agree with the expert. Oh my goodness, it's happening so much. You are worried about superficial things. I agree. Talking about kids and stuff is really important. But if you have been matched for real, and there is no, there's a high chance that you weren't matched for real. But I think just on paper, if you look at Elliot and you look at Lauren, you go, you know what? He wants someone who's the housewife, who does her duty and loves to do it, and will kneel down, be in the red room with her hair tied up at the exact time that he's going to get home. And she was going to do that. And still you found a problem with it just because she was, 2 or 3 years older than you. Shut up.
Ruling out people before they get close to me. And that's something that I want you to think about.
I disagree with everything you just said.
I know you do. All right. Well, we'll leave it there.
Thanks, John. See you later.
He slowly got further and further down. I disagree with everything you just said. John replied, I know you do. And then they kiss. And I hope that's it. Actually, no, I do hope that he goes to the dinner party, because I would like to watch that, because I'm a trashy little bee and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. All right, well, with that idiot out of the way, it is almost time for us to get to the dinner party. And pre-dinner party chats in the, we're not in the Sky Suites yet, but in their hotel rooms. I'm confused as to the progression, because we didn't get to see much from their honeymoon of Ryan and Jackie. Sorry, Ryan, Jack. She seemed to have a lot of problems with him. Let's go through the list. He didn't give her jacket to her when she was cold. She had to prompt him. She also didn't like that he had a beard. She didn't like that he didn't take charge of walking down the aisle. Actually, she seemed to have heaps of problems. Oh, she didn't like his dog, his dog breed of choice. The only thing that she seemed fine with is when he dropped her. Anyway, apparently they are all over each other now and a lovey-dovey? I don't understand what's happening.
During the flight back here, I got this beard trimmer. For some reason, it got bumped or knocked or whatever, and the length of the trim went all the way down. And I had this cleft in my beard, and I was like, Jackie.
What if I told you it wasn't the flight?
You're not that conniving.
I had a huge smile on my face when it happened. I think it looks great.
Rai, the warrior princess. Who needs Xena? That's also another great bit of gear from a sweet baby angel in the comments. I don't know Jackie that well, but I do know that she absolutely changed the setting on your clippers. Who doesn't check, by the way? She absolutely basically admitted it to you and you just didn't want to hear it. You went, oh, you're not that conniving. I think she might be. Remember? She's very smart, not just pretty. So shockingly, that couple is doing well. And not shockingly, there is another couple. What are their names? Oh, yeah, Katie and Tim. Tim for the bin! Somehow he got out of the bin and they're not in the same room, but apparently he's going to go to the dinner party.
I was hopeful, but I feel like I've lost a lot of that hope in this experiment. It's hard to have a spark grow.
Do you think there's any fixing this?
I'd be surprised if we could fix it because Katie hasn't reached out. So there's been no effort to see if I was okay or try and fix it.
But have you texted her or anything like that?
Yeah.
I don't have her number.
So why does she have your number? Yeah, it's crazy to me that Katie hasn't reached out to me, you know what I mean? Like just as some support, just to make sure that I'm okay. Even though from what we saw in the edit, I was a complete and utter D-bag the entire wedding and the honeymoon at Cradle Mountain. But it's crazy that she hasn't reached out to me to check on me once. Tim, bring it in, baby boy. What's going on up in your head? Are you delusional? There is no way that it is on Katie to reach out to you. In everything that we have seen, and I know it's highly edited, but you have barely given her shit. And when she has asked you direct questions, you love to gaslight. And I asked the question, why do men, not you, if you're a male sweet baby angel, and looking at the stats on my YouTube channel, that's very low. Who would have thought that a gay man on YouTube would be appealing to women 18 to 44? So Timmy for the Binny is still delusional, and even though they're not staying in the same apartment, it looks like he's going to go to the dinner party. And pre-dinner party, there's not a lot of shocking things that are happening. You know what? Katie still has a statement necklace on. Oh, mate, she loves it. She also is trying to convey to the other women exactly what she's been up against.
Oh, what was it? Short? Don't.
I'm not done.
Superficial.
Yeah. Blonde or brunette.
Just not you. Tim has thrown in the towel before he's even given a bloody go.
Oh, God. Ashley couldn't sound more Australian if she tried. Before he gave it a go. I didn't do that justice, but Ashley, Chef's kiss for being as Aussie as you bloody can on Australian television. And I agree with you, Ash. Tim didn't give it a go. The second that he saw Katie walking down the aisle, he was out. Door was shut. Remember, there was no spark. Have you heard about the spark? I think it was mentioned. There's something else that Katie also does, and I can't tell, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this, if it's calculated or if she's actually just trying to be a nice person. You can never really tell on these shows. So what she does is she goes around to certain people, in particular the boys, just to say, hey, by the way, when Tim comes in, let's just like rally around him and support him to make sure he doesn't feel completely ostracized. She makes a deliberate point of that, and that makes me think, oh, that's a nice thing. But because I'm so cynical after watching too much reality TV, I mean, just enough reality TV, I always question it. Like, what are the motives behind this action? Yeah, I know. I'm a bad person. I'm dead inside. I'm thinking the worst of someone. But here we are. Anyway, she does it, and I think it's at least a nice gesture to make sure that he's not going to feel completely outnumbered when he does arrive. And speaking of him arriving, when he does, he goes around and says hi to everybody and doesn't really come and speak to Katie. She has to come up to him.
Good to see you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
I was worried about you.
I was worried about you.
It is what it is.
I know.
I'm sure the same for you. But I still think you're a great person, and I appreciate you getting up. I was worried what I was walking into.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of person. He was very grateful for the way I approached him and kind of gave me the impression he was scared of me, which was weird.
It definitely shows a lot about who you are. You've definitely gone up in my book.
Oh, yuck. Shut up. You've definitely gone up in my book. No one gives a shit about that personal ranking in your little book, dickhead. And then you say that you're worried about her. And then you're saying, oh, you're worried that she wasn't going to stand up. So that says to me that you know how you treated her. You can't play dumb. If you were worried that she wasn't going to stand up for you at the very least, then you must be aware of your shitty behavior.
Well, you guys have walked in separate. So obviously you guys aren't running off to the sunset. What's going on?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I can't see the sunset.
Oh, right.
Been blinded. How are you guys going though?
We're good. How are you going?
No.
I'm just happy how you're sitting. Because last time I met you, I was down here.
Deflecting. His superpower, deflector. Ding, ding, ding.
He does like deflecting. He also likes gaslighting, because when you say to him, hey, do you have a direct problem with me in this instance? And he goes, oh, no, why would you feel that way? That's crazy that you would feel that way. Even though I've been on camera saying all these things. I knew it. I called it, sweet baby angel. I called it. I knew that Jamie would be that person who would just put that delicious large nose in everybody's business. And I'm here for it. I'm also here for the return of...
Dinner is served.
Oh, well, it's a different guy and there's no effort in it. What? Ding, ding. Dinner served. All right, I'm going to make an offer. Production company and Endemol Shine and Channel 9 who put this show together, this wonderful, wonderful trashy show. I will do it for free. I'll be a waiter for the entire night. All I want to do is go tink, 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 dinner is served. And I won't do too much. Sorry. This is how much of a bad liar I am. I said I won't do much. And then and my body couldn't help it, but it went, no, I promise I won't do too much. I would be a terrible waiter though, because I'd just be like listening to all the conversations and accidentally over-pouring glasses.
He wanted someone who was 25. He wanted 5 children.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Kids is, you know, just go, that's such a weird thing to say.
Oh, it's so weird that, Deflecty Man is, he's like, what? There's a groom worse than me? We should talk a lot about him. We should talk. Actually, God, you know what? Tim must be just so mad that ELIOT didn't turn up. Because then at least some of the heat would be taken off him. But no. It's just you, Timmy, for the Binny. Good try, though. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, geez, this guy sounds terrible. I know that I basically, called you a disgusting ginger monster. But what about this guy? He didn't even stick around.
No, we're not looking that bad.
He's just trying to get all judgy about ELIOT, the pot calling the kettle black. What the? Yeah.
Good try, Timmy, for the Binny. Like, you gave it a good crack. I don't think it's working on anyone. It's certainly not working for Jamie, who has a nose for your bullshit, mate. She has sniffed you as soon as she met you, and she knows exactly what you're about.
It was hard for me to come. I'm sure it was hard for you too. But I didn't want you to be in the way like that.
He also had really bad BO, so...
Okay, well, maybe that's one thing that Tim has up on ELIOT. I love to think that ELIOT has bad BO. You know what? He probably doesn't wear deodorant because he thinks that like his pheromones, this is very Andrew Tate coded, the smell of his body odor would attract all of the ladies and they'll just be like, wild for him. You know I'm right. I'm wrong about many things, but this analysis from me is bang on.
We can always chat later.
No.
Yeah.
Stop
I'm not doing
deflecting.
it. I'm here to try and help you guys through it. Is it fair to say that you give it a crack?
I was going to the bathroom, mate.
Don't deflect.
That's a
Yeah.
deflector.
Just say, you know what? It didn't work out. We didn't have a good time. Actually, maybe this is where you could own some of your shitty behavior because you've had time to think about it. Maybe just go, you know what? I didn't do well with the wedding. I reacted really poorly. Like at this stage as a grown up, this is where you have to own your shit. But what you're deciding to do is not even like double down on your shit. You're just trying to avoid it completely, which makes you seem more sus than ever before, Timmy, for the binny. I do love that almost minted Sweet Baby Angel Dave and Jamie are just really trying to get to the bottom of it. Jamie is giving me Domenica vibes. You remember Dom, who was with Jack? She just doesn't like letting stuff go. And I love that for us on reality TV.
I just want to hear like your feelings on it.
Me too.
I'll go on a bit.
All I would say is,
I feel like I've been the one making most of the effort.
What's the... I don't like that.
But that's...
Are you serious?
No, I think he is serious and he's seriously delusional. Timmy, we let you out for dinner, but you need to get back in the binny quick. In what world... and I know it's highly edited. In what world, though, do you think you really tried? Because in every scenario that they showed us, it looked like Katie had come to you to sit you down and she's trying to ask you questions about the state of how you're feeling, what you're doing. Now, all of a sudden, apparently Katie didn't try. Shut up.
Can I ask what the reason is why you don't think this is going to work?
I said that I didn't have that spark. So
It's a lot more complex than just saying it's not a spark.
100%.
Almost minted Sweet Baby Angel Dave. I agree. God, how is he single? Is there something wrong with him too? And I hope that the season isn't ruined, Dave, because I've got high hopes in you. You can't just blame everything on, didn't have a spark, because you must know the show before you go on the show. There's many, many seasons for you to watch and you can watch them for free. So you know that if you go on this show and even though there might not be a spark, something can grow. You just have to be respectful of each other, and you were not respectful from the second that you could start talking about your bride at the wedding.
Oh, Tim, man, I kind of felt sorry for that guy. You know,
Don't feel sorry for him.
Relax, take it easy. You know, let's get to know each other. It's a dinner party.
I kind of love that about Tony, but Tony, honey, that's a little bit too old school. Here's what I will say. I don't think everyone needs to gang up on one person and attack them constantly, but Tim isn't giving any answers. He is deflecting a lot, and then when he does give an answer, he goes, here's what I will say, and then he says one cryptic fucking thing that doesn't really describe anything. What, you think that you're the only one who put in any effort on your honeymoon? So Tony, don't feel sorry for Tim. Tim decided to come on this show and Tim decided to act like a D-bag. Now Tim has to deal with that because he's a grown-up. Well, he's meant to be a grown-up.
Well, we have totally different interests.
So you and Jamie have different interests?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Told Katie that I didn't have a spark on the first night because just wanted to be honest so she didn't feel like it was anything she was doing. It wasn't her that day.
What? What does any of that mean? Okay, so now you're saying that you wanted to be honest with Katie on that day, and this is your honest opinion is there's no spark. Because you wanted to let her know that the way that you were feeling wasn't about her, but really it is directly about her because you just, with your brain, you went, nah, not interested, don't want, no, that's not what I ordered. I ordered blonde, petite, did I say short in the Love Lab Rat drive-thru on this show? That's what I ordered and I didn't get that and I'm mad about it instantly. Tim, you need to pick a narrative and you need to stick to it. And also, oh God, I never want to hear, stop saying petite. By the way, that's on a mug and you can buy that.
I just felt like when everyone was coming for me, that Katie would back me up.
I don't approach stuff like, and let's have the whole table listen. That's not me, because I wouldn't have done that to you.
Yeah.
I would have told them to back off. So that just betrayed my trust. I'm just disappointed that I didn't get that support.
Betrayed her trust? What about all the shit that you said behind her back at the wedding day? Shut up. You feel betrayed because she didn't go, no, we don't need answers from you. She would like some answers. In fact, have you seen the show? This is what the dinner parties are for. People have to answer for their actions. That includes you. Get back in the binny, Timmy. This is the beginning of gaslighting, where he tries to make it seem like he is the victim in this situation.
I feel like I have opened up, but I felt like you haven't wanted to get to know me at all. Do you feel like you have?
Maybe not in the way that you've expected me to, but I feel like I wanted to get to know you.
Like my interests, my hobbies, my family, my job. But I literally feel like I've pushed further. Like I feel you just know the surface level things.
Again, it's hard for us to completely judge this because we have a highly edited show, so we don't get to see all the bits and pieces. But I just don't believe you. I don't believe that she, in this entire time, from what we've seen, she's the one driving the questions. It's not you. And you think in that entire time that Katie hasn't really asked you about your interests and stuff. In fact, it seemed like she was trying to ask you some questions on your little walk at Cradle Mountain and you just kept giving meh answers. Now, unless Katie's an excellent actor, you can see when he's doing his version of reprimanding her for like not supporting at the table, not asking him enough on the honeymoon. She instantly goes into, oh, this is my fault, my problem. And that's what gaslighting is. You're making her feel like she's the problem. And I'm not saying that she's not the problem. You know, we've all got issues in relationships, but Tim, you're taking no responsibility. You're just saying, I didn't get a spark, so I get to treat you however I like now.
One of the things I find really hard about you are who you are. And because you've been by yourself maybe for so many years, you're who you are. That's a lot.
I apologize.
Don't apologise. Oh, God, Katie. Also, what does that mean? Oh, because you've been alone so long. Nice little dig about her being single. Because you've had so many great girlfriends, Tim, I'm sure. And now you're saying like, oh, you're set in your ways. And, you know, and that's what I don't like about you. You're so set in your ways. Are you kidding? Talk about set in your ways. Let me repeat. She walked down the aisle and you went, I didn't feel a spark. Code for she's not skinny or blonde enough for me. Or brunette, sorry. Or brunette. And then you were over it. That is the definition of you being stuck in your ways. God, what a deadbeat.
See, but I have been trying.
What is this?
No, I do have a lot to learn how to be in a relationship. We're going to have another chance to talk.
At the end of the day, only you and I were there.
End of the day, only you and the producers and then the people with the cameras and... Did you forget that this was recorded, Tim? I don't know. I feel like you know now, considering how hard you're hiding from everybody to make sure that you never have to answer a question about your behavior on this show. We have seen this time and time again on this show. Somebody acts really poorly and somebody who isn't as emotionally strong is easily manipulated in thinking that they're the problem. But it turns out, no. Tim is the problem. Now, this isn't me saying that Katie is completely faultless. You know what I mean? Like every relationship, it takes two. And she probably has a lot of things that she has to work on in a relationship. You know, to make sure that she is like communicating properly. She's giving that person what they need. She's also telling them exactly what she needs. But that doesn't take away from all of the shittiness that Timmy in the Binny is bringing.
She's taking blame for it now. I feel like it's all been flipped on
Life is gaslit her sometimes.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't.
I'm furious.
And then you've got Billy with the big willy who is saying, I wouldn't put it past him. So what else came because they've only met at the Bucks party. So what else came out there? See, there's so much on these hard drives that we really need to see.
Like, it's tough for her.
It works both ways.
Yeah.
No, we've finished that conversation. I was just checking if you're okay. It works both ways.
Look at it. He's physically trying to
song.
But you haven't got to know me to know what my story is.
I'm trying to get to know you, and I feel like you changed the topic.
Yes.
You're not giving me a direct answer.
My communication skills are different. I've spoken about it for like an hour.
Well, what's your plan now?
Well, I was asking Tony how his relationship was going. I was just in the middle of a conversation.
What's your plan now? I'm actually just going to talk to Tony because Tony seems to be the only one who actually likes me here. You might have Tony fooled, but I don't think anyone else at the table is buying your bullshit. You haven't answered the questions. I don't care if you were talking about it for an hour. You just deflected. And now what you're doing is you're trying to like ask people about their time because plus people love talking about themselves. And that means that you could get through the night and get out of it without actually having to answer anything. I just love when Jamie sat down, he was like, no, I've got to go.
Do you think you're going to give it a fair go moving forward?
Yeah, we just had that conversation. That's between me and her.
Not on this show. Not on this show. And then he physically did. Yeah, that's what I said to her. Bye. I get we all communicate differently, but you're not communicating at all. You're not saying exactly what you're thinking because you know what you're thinking is shitty. She's not my type because she's not my type. And as far as I can tell, it has nothing to do with her personality. But now you're kind of trying to make it seem like it's about her personality because in your head you were like, oh, actually, they're going to make a narrative about this now, aren't they? Because I said I wanted a blonde who was short and petite. At the honeymoon, you tried to like beep, back that truck up, but it was too late. You already said it a number of times.
You've got a great man.
No, I do, yeah. We're very blessed. I want to know about your story.
Yes,
tell me about you guys.
We're talking about you and Katie. I want to know the boss. I want to know what's going on.
We were just starting about you guys. It's happened
okay.
since.
We'll talk about you now.
Just answer the questions. Say what you're thinking. You know what I mean? It can't be any worse than what you said at the wedding, so just say it. I don't like her. I don't want to be with her. End of story, Finn.
It was beautiful, but...
So, do you dick it out or...
Oh, it just didn't. Yeah, just didn't. We're still talking about Vanuatu.
Why don't you want to answer me? I'm asking you a question.
He doesn't want to answer you because he doesn't want it to look any worse than what it already does. But unfortunately, because he's a dunce, he doesn't realise him not saying anything is making it way worse. You look so much more dodgy when you just don't answer the question. Just say it. I don't like her. She's not my physical type. Just say it out loud. Go and say it. People will get mad at you, but you know what? At this point, I would respect you for saying the truth. I take it back. I wouldn't respect you. I would appreciate it more.
Now I'm sick of speaking about myself. I want to get to know all of you guys. It's not Tim at first sight. It's all of you to trying to find
No,
it.
it's disaster at first sight.
Oh, Morena is in it now. Oh, and what a fun little joke that is. It's disaster at first sight. I did read something at the start of the season, and I try not to read too many spoilers until we do the live shows, and there is one coming up, by the way. You can go and set a notification for that on the channel right now. But apparently Morena is a real little sasshole and is stirring up a lot of trouble. I hope we see it. Thankfully, it isn't Tim at first sight. But at this stage, Tim, you need to say something because people have questions and that's the whole part of the experiment which you've signed up for. So just go and talk about it. You're mad at Katie for not getting to know you, but then you've got all these people around the table who are trying to get to know you and figure out exactly who you are. And you're like, no, let's talk about Vanuatu.
If you heard what I heard on that end of the table, bullshit. I can't die on this hill charging this mother. Someone's got to back me.
Yes.
Where are you going? Don't go.
Oh,
you haven't
no,
asked
the
me how
motherfucker's
my wedding
leaving.
was.
Seems shit.
Oh, that's so catty of Morena. Wait, you didn't ask me about my wedding. Oh, I love it. And with that, Tim has closed the door, and I don't know how much more we'll be seeing of Tim. I think he's done. I certainly don't think he'll be at the reunion, let alone the next episode. Is that it for the Trash, Mess and Drama? It is. Make sure you have liked this video and subscribed before you leave. So many of you watch it all the way through and then you don't give it a like. What have I got to do to entice you to give me a little thumbs up? You can also donate. You can give thanks right here on YouTube or go to rehashed.com.au. Plus, there's so much merch there. So many different merch, and when things pop up during the season, we're going to make sure it happens, and the merch is being sent out every single day. There is not a lot of waiting for that. That is it from me. We've got a live show not too far away and one more rehash before the week is out. I'll see you then, sweet baby angel. Bye-bye.